Thank you. Again, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Highway Parks and Recreation Committee meeting. Lori, were you taking attendance? You want to go through that quick?
You got it. Good morning, everyone. We have Linda O'Brien, someone with a number ending in 80.
What is it?
1782.
Paul Briggs. That is.
80 is Paul Briggs.
Oh, thanks, Paul. Sorry about that. Paul Briggs, Brian Backus, Ismat Alam, Janet Wynn, Josh Hawley, Matt Yetto, Michelle Martinelli, Bill Lawrence, Councilwoman Jakewith, Pete Ravicka, Ray Smith, Stan Faminsky, and Supervisor Syed. Did I miss anyone? All right, we're good.
All right, thanks so much, Lori. I've got to jump off of this a little before 9. I've got continuing legal education today, so I'm going to try and get through the agenda quickly. But if I fail, then you guys will have to bring it home for me. Let's start with the approval of the minutes. Those were circulated. Can I get a motion to approve the November 4th meeting minutes?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thanks. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? No. All right. Minutes are approved. Let's move on to the first item. Ray, take it away.
Okay, number 1, our monthly water repair cuts from Water and Sewer Department. 2 water-related repairs for bill attached for $600. Number 2, highway crews. 100% of our staff is working on loose leaf and yard waste pickup currently. Number 3, yard waste. Loose leaf has started in zone 4 this week. This will complete the town for the second time in all zones. You know, obviously the schedule has been posted on the website, in the papers and all that throughout the year. So, you know, our goal is to get to everything.
Right. This is it for sleep pickup. This is the final go through.
Well, this is our obligated part of it. We will try to canvass as long as the weather holds up, probably with less crews, and try to start prepping some other vehicles for winter operations. So we will drop down to minimal, maybe 1 to 2 small crews out canvassing the area again. But we definitely would request that people can or bag stuff. We're able to keep the packers out a little longer, a little less labor intensive as far as picking stuff up for our residents, making sure everything's off the streets for the winter months. Just for some related numbers to just what goes into the loose leaf pickup, the Wednesday tally before Thanksgiving, we had 3,780 man hours in the pickup.
Wow.
We've picked up over 10,000 yards of loose leaves alone, and that equates to 576 loads in our trucks. So just some rough numbers for you, what this entails. So
wow.
Just so you have an idea. Number 4, parks. After the last town board meeting where the purchase of the bleachers and the girls softball netting was approved, them orders have been placed. And we had previously ordered the benches and picnic tables. We've received no items yet, but they are all in motion to be delivered to the highway. Number 5, material bids. We put out a request for bids for stone, sand, different, and pipe to be used in all the departments operationally for the 2021 season. Once again, we put in the the 3-year rollover option into this. It saves us from doing this every year. If the vendors choose to keep the same prices, which is a benefit to us, then they opt in for, the second and third years. I do have one question on this. I don't know if it's Paul Briggs or the supervisor. The bid opening is Friday, December 4th, this coming Friday at 11 a.m. A lot of the vendors have requested whether they can be present for the bid opening. I know Town Hall is closed to the public. I have to do these bid openings in the presence of the town clerk, Michelle Martinelli. Always comes in with me for these bid openings. Is it permissible to use the town boardroom or no?
Yes, so for a special circumstance, and this would be one, just let me know who will be attending, to the best of your ability, or how many people. Just make sure you're 6 feet apart, everyone's masked. And then we will post signage on the door of the town boardroom that the room had been used at such a date and such a time, and then we'll close it down, for anyone to be in there for, I believe it's 72 hours, and Alexis can correct me if I'm wrong.
That sounds right.
Okay, so who would I get a sign-in sheet, and we would have to do the protocol that we did for town board meetings, right? The thermometer and sign-in sheets.
Have everyone,
Ray,
you can
I
actually
dropped
just email that information to me. Oh, Michelle, you have the sign-in sheet, correct?
So I dropped off the call. I'm sorry. Laura and I have been opening bids out in the gazebo.
That works too.
I don't know if Ray, you'd be interested in doing that instead of coming into town hall. I dropped off the call, so I didn't hear what you guys just said. But Laura and I have been going out into the gazebo, opening the bids there.
What's more comfortable for you, Michelle? I really have no preference. I'll do whatever you want. I'd be more concerned about what you're comfortable with than what I'm comfortable with.
I'm fine going out to the gazebo.
Okay,
If
that's fine
that's-
then.
if that's
Just that the
agreeable to
vendors are asking me, and at this point, I was reluctant because town hall was closed. I didn't really want to do something that.
We could still take an attendance of, who's there and
Okay. Do you have those sheets, Michelle? Can you just bring one for the Friday at 11?
sure, absolutely.
Okay, then we'll just do it that way, and I'll let them know that we'll be doing it outside in the gazebo, wear their long underwear.
It won't take long.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you all for that. Number 6 is a personnel update. One employee has retired. And an update on just the replacement worker that we had a vacancy. We have done a couple interviews. We're not ready to move forward at this point in time. So we're just on hold with them too. And I'd just like to thank those who involved, advocating for the one person that did retire. So thank you all for who was involved in that. Number 7, town hall lock system. Charlie did a pre-construction walkthrough with TBS to look at where cables are going to be run and outlets and existing stuff. So I know the equipment has been ordered. Didn't get a firm date onto when they'll be beginning that, but I'm guessing that it's coming along soon. So that's the update on that. Number 8, speed signs update. Speed signs have been placed on Wyoming and Pierce by request of the police department. They are up and running. So I will continue to work with the police department on future placement of those speed signs. And that's all I have.
Okay, I don't know if Laura's with us. Laura? All right, we will skip over her items and go to number 12, licensing agreements. Alexis?
So there's really no update on this other than I'm going to try to get them done this week and next week, send them over for review to the other, the party, to the licensee, and then have them ready for the December 22nd meeting.
Okay, and Alexis, when we talked about one of these licensing agreements at the last meeting, we talked about, after the meeting, I sent you a link to the facilities use handbook that I helped work on at the district, because we had talked about at the meeting about having sort of standardized, hourly rates for use of our facilities. So I sent that to you. It doesn't have to be as extensive as that, although, a lot of it can be stolen. But I think it would be good to obviously move towards doing that, for publishing that. In connection with that, Lori, someone was observing our meeting and communicated with me afterwards about, and this had come up previously, about posting somewhere when specific facilities are reserved. So when we're engaged in these licensing agreements where, certain basketball courts might be used for 4 weeks for a couple of hours, is there a way we could post on the website, and I don't know if it's you or, through with Bill's help, et cetera, that, these particular, whatever the facility is, whatever time is reserved, so folks can go to the website and see, the use, see that it's been reserved.
Definitely, because now through Rec 1, you can see the actual pavilions and the community center, the facility calendar on the website. So we could just add basketball courts or whatever new facilities we're going to put in there. And that way, when they want to click in, they could book it through that and see what's available and what is reserved.
So in this particular instance, for example, so Alexis is working on this licensing agreement with this youth basketball group. So I would ask, it is, when we have that I don't know how to best do it, whether Alexis should send it to you or you should note when we pass the licensing agreement, if you could note the dates and get
Definitely.
those. Okay, that would be
got it.
great. Be one
Without a
less
doubt.
to think about it. Okay, that
Right.
would work.
And just one thing to add to the licensing agreements is we spoke, I think, before Thanksgiving about me reaching out to the disc golf organization to see if they're interested in a licensing agreement. So if I get a hold of them, then that's potentially something that would be on the agenda for the agenda meeting.
Right.
But yes,
Okay,
I
I
agree.
can give you his contact information.
Oh, sounds good. And then, yeah, for the facilities, I had a chance to look at that booklet, the link that you sent me. And the only thing that I thought that is non-standard term that will have to be considered for the licenses agreements for 2021 is just what our cancellation policy will be with respect to COVID cancellations and, deposits. And we can go through those terms off the call, but that was just one item that I thought needed a discussion.
Yeah, no, obviously at least and the last time I looked at it, the school district facilities use handbook didn't have any COVID protocols. So that's an excellent point in terms of that, and also in terms of, cancellation. Looks like Laura, I texted her, looks like she's joined us. Good morning, Laura, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. We skipped over your usual items, which are just, I don't know if you have the agenda in front of you, but the first one was just a tree council update.
Okay, yeah. They're just working on their master plan because the miscellaneous budget was cut, I think, in the final budget a little bit. So we actually have encumbered the money for them. So we're just trying to get that done.
Sorry,
so
Laura.
not, negatively.
You cut out and I didn't
Yes.
catch it.
Oh, okay. I'm driving.
Oh,
Can you come back to?
yeah, no, absolutely. Well, we can come back. Are you driving in? How many? Like, do you want to let me know when you're ready, or I'll text you? Text you. We'll go on. We're gonna go on to the rec and senior center items, and then I'll circle back. Okay, Lori, do you want to pick up the recreation items?
You got it. All right. As for the tree in the gazebo, thanks to Ray and his crew, we have a beautiful tree all set and ready to be decorated, which will be done today. I'm going to come over after the meeting and get it decorated. The lights will be on tonight. So it'll be a nice location for your bid meeting out in the gazebo. As for Ski Club, Julie still continues to collect the money for the bus. Things are going well. There have been a couple of kids who have opted just to drive up themselves, which has left spots open for kids who were not able to make it in. So we're going to be able to keep the bus at 50% capacity. So we're thrilled about that, and still hoping that this is a go. So we're just going to keep our fingers crossed and just keep plowing ahead until we know otherwise. Parents' Night Out. Unfortunately, we had to cancel this event. Very disappointed, but it's something that had to be done, and is probably the safest call to make. All the parents have been notified, so I won't have any surprise people showing up Friday night trying to drop their children off for an event that isn't going to happen. So disappointed, but we're just pick it up again next year. Which brings us to Toys for Tots. We are still collecting for Toys for Tots, and will be through December 13th. The box is located outside the door, and I cleared this with the girls that work at the front desk. So Dottie in the morning brings the box out, allows people to drop them, get out of their car, drop the toys off, and then Maura will bring it back in. And we have some special weekend days. I'm going to be there Saturday, the 5th, from 1 to 2 outside, where people can just drive up, drop off their toy. And then Julie will be there on the 13th from 4 to 5, and that's our final collection day. And as of now, we have 3 chock full boxes. I mean, these are huge boxes of toys. So I'm thrilled that people continue to give. And it's
Yeah, no,
it's heartwarming.
that's
Very
great.
nice.
That's great.
Sorry. And as far as things of my very own, they are having a very difficult time due to COVID getting the tags to us. So what we have decided to do is just set up a nice email link, and I believe Lisa may have already done this, just giving people the option to click right on their website and donate to them personally, whether it be cash or gifts or what have you. So they still will be able to benefit from our help, but we won't be doing any of the work. They just could not get us the tags in time, and they've been having a hard time meeting with families due to COVID. So I'm hoping that this at least helps them out a little bit. And I know I've gotten a lot of response from people looking for these tags and wanting to be involved. So we're hoping that this is a win-win for everybody. And for sponsorship and ad revenue initiative update, Lisa and I are going to hit the ground running after the first of the year. We're going to draft up everything that we can, like a full document with an agreement, and Alexis will have you take a look at it. Because we wanted to start with everything in place, not throwing letters out or what have you. So after this is done, and we should start it in the beginning of January, we're hoping that maybe by the end of January to have something in place and start sending out letters and hopefully get some revenue in for banners and sponsorships for the town.
Yeah, obviously this is going to be out. So to the extent that you want to have her look at anything, agreement wise, or work on that, see if you can get
Exactly.
that done this
Right.
month before she's.
Yeah, hopefully we can get it done. Like, I think as of now, I'm scheduled for like January 16th or 15th. So just before the
perfect.
first 2 weeks.
That gives us a good goal to get it done beforehand. That's awesome.
Did we have something going or promising on the dog park banner signs? I know Alexis.
Yeah, I let them know. Sorry. Yeah, I let them know that we would get back to them and that it probably would be the 2021. Because I mean, there's no point of us taking the money if we don't have our system in place. But they didn't push back or anything.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Okay.
Perfect. As far as the UV filters or UV fixtures at the senior center, they were installed the other day, all 4 of them. So once they're open, you guys are ready to go, have your exercise classes. Everything should be safe and all set for the seniors when we open back up.
Okay. That's great. That's great. Linda, you want to pick up senior program updates?
Sure. We were doing very, very well with the lunches, and we were averaging about 24 guests a day. Now we are working really hard at just keeping the communication lines open with our seniors. We have been averaging, or we continue to average over the last 3 days since we shut down, 12 drive-throughs a day. We see that increasing, or we expect that that will. We've already gotten calls from caretakers and such that, you know, they want to know what our plan is, what we can do to help them, what our services are, so on and so forth. So we just continue to work with folks as we go. We have everything back to virtual exercise. We're working, Lisa, instead of doing a monthly, we're going back to the weekly newsletter. It's a lot of work to pull those off. So we try to pull together to help her out whenever we can. But that's in the mix. Distribution, or let's see, we're also running we have Matt, and he seems to be really great and very positive. And Bob did a great job staying on with us to get him acclimated. And so we're working with him to put together maybe some proactive lists so that he can make some phone calls out for groceries appointments. Also, we're going to be giving him a list for deliveries of those people that are more shut in and less apt to be able to get out and drive themselves. Also, we're putting together next week, we're trying to figure out activities and such so that we can have those distributed out to, again, those people that need them. Simple as that. So we're back to making phone calls. We are also keeping up with the seasonal transitioning of the center with the goal of reopening. And I think that's about it. All in all.
Do you guys track phone calls, deliveries, et cetera, just, in terms of having data, how many calls you make? I know, you were.
I mean, we can, but we don't, because we have all we can do to make the phone calls. So we haven't, but we certainly can. I mean, Robin, typically, and this, what I'm doing is I'm quoting off of what happened the last time we closed, because right now it's more the three of us that are kind of like in and out. Edie is mostly from home, but she and I, it depends. It's kind of like a revolving door, and we know what the protocol is, and we do what we have to do. So some variation of me, Edie, Robin, and Vito there. And so in the past, Robin and I would just go right to our membership list, and we would divide it up. And she would take the top half, and I'd take the bottom half, and then we'd switch it, and we kept a checklist. But it's very rudimentary, so it's nothing high tech here.
No, understood. It's just, it'd be good to have an understanding, be able to report out, it's just good data to have in terms of what you guys are doing in terms of outreach, and also deliveries and other trips that our drivers making. I think it'd be good to just, have them report back how many trips, again, rudimentary also, but just to have that information.
Yeah, sure. We'll keep track of it as we go, for sure. Lisa was able to, I guess we're going to share when needed. It's not all the time, but Matt has that option of being able to use the car at town hall, which is very helpful. So he's not, because sometimes he needs the bus for, if he's got people that are doing their own errands, and then sometimes he doesn't. And so why run all the way out to Route 7? So Lisa was able to kind of secure that for him, so he has an option if he needs it. And again, we're kind of being more proactive. We're trying to be more proactive with our driver, and I think so that he has. He's not so much always kind of waiting for the phone calls, but rather we have a list of people that we know can use touching base with, and he can call out, and he can help us with that also. So yeah, as we kind of this all smoothed out and really gets humming, then we can definitely put some numbers together for you.
Okay, that'd be great. And thanks for your dedication. You guys have it down like a well-oiled machine at this point.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for that. Thank you for that. For our seniors, especially, that outreach is vitally important.
Sure, they're just the best. I just can't express it. It's just gonna kill you. Some of the conversations you have with them, just really, it's all a good thing. You should, so you guys should be, you should be proud of that you offer this service. And I wish that, I just wish we could be even more broad-based, actually, but, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Well, thank you again.
Sure.
All right. So, Laura, are you ready to join us? I see her switching off.
Can you hear me? Oh,
Hi, Laura.
okay. Sorry. Okay.
How are
Can
you?
you hear me? See me? Hello.
Sorry.
Okay, so, yeah, no, sorry about that. I drop my child off at 8 in the morning. I can't make these meetings.
Yep. Sorry about that.
But the tree council's working on the master tree plan. We've had that encumbered for a long time. But we got our butts in gear a little bit because the miscellaneous funds for, tree planting and things got cut. So we're trying to do all of the tree master planning as much as we can this year. So we're working really hard on the tree master plan right now. Any questions on that?
Nope.
And I'm sorry, I don't have the agenda in front of me. I'm guessing.
So Complete Streets. So Complete Streets was the other thing. So I know we had to cut short our Regent Street, exhibition.
Right. Yeah. Although not too short. And I think that we earned a lot of really good feedback from residents and from departments. I know the highway department was not not really super excited about that project. But they let us try it, which I really appreciate. And the police let us try it. And the one that we didn't coordinate with, that we will coordinate with next time, was the fire department. And so I had good conversations with both the chief of Fire District 1, Dale, and then the acting chief, and I can't remember what his name was, but he was great. They both offered to meet us out there and take a look at it. And then I had some conversations with engineers. I'm going to get you guys a summary of the survey from people who were able to go through. We got a lot of positive feedback. There was a couple neighbors in the vicinity of the project that did not like it at all, which is also good feedback. And yeah, I'm going to try and get a report to you guys. The Complete Streets has it on their agenda for December 11th, so we can get a good report to you guys. But I did also talk to some engineers, listening to the concerns from the fire department, and they can even model the street and the chicanes and stuff. So we may be able to put those out with a bit more engineering and stuff for the next time, which should help if we want to do chicanes or we want to try something else. I'm a big fan of putting a bunch of stuff out there and then seeing what works the best and what people like the best. So,
Yeah,
but I do wanna,
how did the committee feel about the experience, Laura?
Well, I mean, the committee alternately had people literally saying, "Thank you for caring. Thank you for being out on our street. We appreciate so much that you're trying stuff," to literally people screaming that they were a Democratic army trying to take over the world and how dare they step on their lawn. So there was I mean, it was a whole thing. One of the things that we decided was, was that we're gonna, in our survey that we send out, is actually put out a question to people if they would like to see a demonstration on their street, so we can select places where people really want to see it. So we don't necessarily have that. I would say it was, generally speaking, a little bit unexpected because it was just very temporary. But
Right.
Okay, we learned.
Yeah.
I do want to thank everybody who was out there. I mean, the volunteers were just out there. Anytime anybody wanted anything changed, they changed it. We tried our best to work with everybody who's involved. And I do think that it's really important to try stuff. We hear all the time that there's problems in those neighborhoods. So let's just figure it out one step at a time.
Agreed, Laura. I think, like you said, all feedback is good, right?
Yeah.
All of it. So, yeah.
Yelling and screaming, not so much, but all feedback is good.
Oh, goodness. All right. The next item was just an update on Knott Street, the Knott Street Improvement Plan.
Yeah, so we awarded the project to MJ Engineering at the last town board meeting. Got MJ is currently working on a schedule to submit to us, that the supervisor can sign with the contract for the $10,800. And I think I talked to him yesterday or Monday, is that they'll come up with just some incredibly rough concept designs, and about a week into the schedule, once we sign the contract, we'll have a kickoff meeting. But that'll give the kickoff meeting at least some meat for people to be looking at some stuff. And so, like Ray and Matt and, you and Denise and anybody, Yasmin, anybody who wants to come to the meeting to kick off, to kind of like shape and think about, what we want that area to look like, or what kind of designs we think we could put out there. MJ was actually very excited that we had tried chicanes in Old Niskayuna, so that people kind of at least know what the word means. So.
Do we have a date for that meeting yet, Laura?
She's supposedly sending it to me today or tomorrow, and the date would be a week after we sign the contract so it's probably like mid-December.
Okay. And again, for those who weren't following, I mean, when you refer to MJ, we're talking about anybody who might be listening and might not know the background. This is for treatments in and around the county's Knott Street Improvement Plan, that corridor in front of the Co-op Plaza. We're looking at treatments for Crescent, Clifton Park, Via Del Mar, and Almeria was included also. Is that correct, Laura?
Yeah, we did the whole area. Because obviously if you do a treatment to one and then you don't look at the whole area, sometimes you have unintended consequences. Right. And I think we hear regularly from, Via Del Mar, Clifton Park, and that intersection of Clifton Park, Crescent. There's a lot of questions about parking over there right now, so we can look at all of that.
Right. I wanted to bring that up too. That's one of the things that we're going to be looking at, is not only improving the safety, visibility, et cetera, of that Crescent Clifton Park intersection behind the Co-op Plaza, but also looking to redesign in connection with the redesign, perhaps add some parking. To your point, we could use some extra parking back there, and there's some economy in doing so in connection with the county's overall project, right?
Yes. Cool. Yes. The county is, actually probably putting that project out to bid in February or March. So we won't be able to get into their bid time, because this is a concept engineering project. It's not like creating actual bid documents. It's honing in on a concept, and then we have to figure out how we would pay for it. And hopefully, like, if we have a really good concept that fits really nicely into the county's plan, we can reach out to, county, state, Metroplex, whoever, and really show that we're trying on our side, the side that we own, to really complement this project. And while the money is rolling in, hopefully we could be able to find somebody who could also help us.
Right.
We have to hone in on what we want, and then we can move forward with it.
Okay, great. Fingers crossed on that. And then the other item, Laura, was just an update on River Road, the construction.
So River Road has basically put all the under drains in field 3, which is the one they flipped. 3, yes, 3. And I think they're trying to pour the concrete pad for the pavilion, which is sort of on the top of the hill this week, provided they don't get rained out. So Monday and Tuesday were obviously terrible. I don't know how today's going to shape up. So they really just have Thursday and Friday potentially to pour that concrete. This is probably no surprise to anybody, but the soil that they pulled off of the, field 1 was terrible. And so the engineers are currently working with them on what they can do to put down soil that is going to help drain into the under drains. Like solid clay out there. Everybody knows that it's hard. The highway has been working on making those fields better for like 100 years, but the soil is it'll fight every single thing that you do. It's terrible soil. But they're still working away, and I think that their intent is still to finish this project by the end of December if they can. That's what they want to do.
Okay. And Alexis and you need to connect on just some details on finalizing the licensing agreement with softball. They took on, as we know, the volunteers have been amazing, as you've noted many times, Laura, in terms of doing things on this project and otherwise helping with the fields there. But they're taking, Niskuna girls softball is taking on financial responsibility for drainage, I believe on field 1, right? To the tune of about $45,000. Is that correct, Laura?
Yeah, they have $45,000 for field 1. They may be adding a couple extra things like concrete in their dugouts and stuff like that. We've got a bunch of things. Yeah, so they're taking all of that on.
Right. So you've been the main point of contact there, and Alexis needs to finalize that agreement for us to, front the money and then pay us back, etc. I think I shared with her the latest, been just trying to share with her emails on what's been the back and forth. I know there was some discussion about them looking for a shed, and I understand that Matt Yetto may have found them a, potential solution there. I don't know where that stands, or if you want to talk about that at all.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Matt.
I had just overheard a conversation that Laura had about softball and looking for sheds. And I know that Niskuna baseball had a shed that they moved out of the way for some of the cleanup they were doing around the baseball fields at the lower fields. And it is sitting in the parking lot right now, and baseball doesn't have a use for it. If they wanted to take it and put a little bit of money into it and clean it up, it's available.
Okay, that's great, Matt. Thanks for offering that up. And Laura, you pass that along to the softball folks.
Yeah, their immediate question was then who would run the power, water, and sewer to the sheds, although I don't know why sheds would need water and sewer.
That was my question too. Why do they need water and sewer?
Yeah, I know, right?
You're not going to make it into a bathroom.
Right.
I'm not really sure, but I was like,
Yeah, I understood the power thing, but not the like you guys, I didn't understand the other. So Ray, do you have any idea why they'd want anything other than power? I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. I think the original plan, Rosemary, they had some larger sheds than what is being offered right now. I think they had some pretty elaborate sheds for storage, and I think their thinking was, power in there for doing different, maintenance and stuff of the fields and that. I don't think this shed will be to the point where they'll need, other than just a light in it. I think their original plans were some larger sheds that could have been used for maybe selling water out of and stuff like that. I don't think this was what the original goal was. Gotcha.
Maybe they had something. The Taj Mahal of sheds. It's not going to happen. Okay. Anything else, Laura? Those are the 3 items. Just anything else that we missed you want to share?
Not that I can think of, unless you guys have something.
Nope, I think that was good. All right. Does anybody else have any other items?
One last thing, Rosemary. I just wanted to give you an update that NCAP did deliver the signs to the highway.
Oh, right.
The parks.
Okay.
So, maybe once we get through the holidays here and this last, stuff that we have to do this month, maybe we get together, facilitate a meeting, and come up with some locations for them, other than the obvious ones.
Yeah,
but they did deliver them. Very nice signs. Great things on their part. So I just wanted to give you an update on that.
Yeah, no, thanks for that. I did ask about that, and then it never made it onto forgot to get it on the agenda, but thanks for that update. We definitely want to loop them in. They put a lot of, time, money, and energy into that. So it'll be great for them to see how that's benefiting our community. So yeah, that'd be great once we get them up, or, have that meeting and let them know where they're going, or however you think it's best to do that. Let's make sure we do that. Thanks, Ray. Okay, unless anybody has anything else, we are wrapping things up. Thanks for the short meeting. I'm going to spend all day listening to boring lawyers. So this is the highlight of my day. I really appreciate it. We do need to set the next meeting, which will be the first Wednesday in January 6th at 8 a.m. For now, obviously, we'll continue to do meetings in this manner electronically by Zoom until further notice. So I thank you all for your time and wish you all a lovely day. And I'll see you all soon. Thanks for joining us. Can we get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, a second.
Second.
All right, great. All in favor? Anyone want to
Aye.
say? No?
Aye.
All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good day. Thanks again.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Thanks, Rosemary.